Côte d'Ivoire. Let's discover Keiwa. Keiwa is an accounting mobile application for all, especially for informal sector actors. Let's see how did the idea of Keiwa came to us. A few years ago, we met Miss Nyali, a restaurant owner in Abidjan. She was applying for a bank loan. The loan officer asked her to provide her financial statements of her activity. Unfortunately, she didn't have any. Of course, her request was rejected. Like Ms. Nyali, more than 250 million African entrepreneurs are looking for bank loan to develop their activity. But existing accounting applications are too sophisticated for them. They are not adapted for this population. That's why we was thinking about a solution, very simple, very flexible, affordable, that we African entrepreneurs can use to manage our accounting and to have financial statements and be able to have access to bank loans. That's why we're thinking about Keiwa. With our solution, you can manage your stock. You can have inventory of your items. You can also manage your credits and your debts. You can save your expenses, a daily income, and also have access to a simple financial report in real time. And after you have financial statements of your activity, that will allow you to have financial credit with banks. Here is Keiwa. This is a simple accounting application. It's already available in local African language like Wolof from Senegal, Jula from Côte d'Ivoire, and also in French and English. We have an attractive interface, and you have speak recognition on it. Here are some screenshots of the applications. Here you have icons of your items that you can manage. You have your dashboard with your income and your sales. You have statistics that you can print. So even if you are not here, your teammates can do it, and you can see it on your phone. Let's see now our competitors. We have CL, we have Intuit, and Odoo. All of these applications like Keiwa, that allows you to record your operation, to manage your stock, to manage your credit, and you also have a report of your activity. But only Odoo have a user community. Apart from that, only Keiwa is available in African local languages and have speech recognition, and is adapted for non-professional users. I'm not talking about the price. All of those applications are very expensive. The less expensive between them is $20 a month for subscription. But Keiwa is just $2 per month. Okay, now we can see our target. We're targeting small business owner and banks. Why do we target small business owner? Because our application is cheap, our application is simple, it's easy to use. So even if you haven't do accounting class, you can understand this application. And for bank, it allows them to have data of informal sector, because we know that in Africa we don't have data of this sector. So our business model is based on two branches. The first one is the subscription. The first one is the subscription with $2 per month. And the second one is the sale of data. We can make customized offer for our partners. Okay, for the time being, we are on a pilot phase in Senegal with 500 users. And last 2 months, this income us $1,800 for last 2 months. And our vision is to conquer all Africa, but we have to do it step by step. So by the end of this year, we want to conquer Ivorian and Senegalese market, and after extend to West Africa countries, and by 2023, all Africa. For that, we need this money. We need this 10K prize. Why? Because we want to implant in Nigeria. If we want to go through all West Africa countries, we can't leave this country, because more than 75% of the economy is based on informal sector. That represents about 140 million people in Nigeria. And that money will help us to develop the application in local languages like Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa. And that will help us to make research and development because we have to understand how Nigerians think, how we can adapt this application for the traders and entrepreneurs in Nigeria. Here are my teammates. Our CEO is an accountant, to understand how the functionment of the application, and me and 3 others, developers and IT engineers.
I think you just ran out of time.
Yeah, I'm okay.
I should go. Yeah. You realize this is a very competitive market, right?
Yes.
QuickBooks, Sage, and it's also something that everybody's needs vary. So I'm going to ask you, and it feels like one of your major value proposition is localization and price. So I'm going to ask you, how would you intend to scale to be able to compete beyond, because I don't consider price. Sage can drop their price. And localization, are your customers really interested in speaking Igbo and Yoruba? So my question is, how do you really intend to compete better than these other incumbents that have a brand name?
Okay, thank you for your question. Those competitors, most of the time, they are not African made, so they are European or Occidental. So when they make the application, it's not for our reality. Keiwa is developed by for African people. We are looking for our problems. You know, in Africa, the rate of alphabetization is very low, not like in Europe. In Europe, they can use easily those applications. But when you see, in fact, how many people can use Sage? How many people can use Odoo? In fact, even in this audience, I don't think that some people can use them. And for small businessman or businesswoman, they need a very simple, something that they can understand, even if they don't go far to school, something very simple, very basic they can understand. Yes, so that's how we can compete with them.
Can you tell me, if you succeeded very, very well, paint me a picture of what this would look like 5 years from now?
What? I didn't catch.
5 years from now,
yes,
if you get everything you want, what would Keiwa look like?
Yes. In 5 years, we want to conquer all Africa, like I said. But this is going to happen step by step. We want, for Nigeria, we want to implant Keiwa here. So we will have I don't know the word. We want an office here. So we can go through the underground. We can make researches, and with those researches, we can make development. And I think that if we conquer a Nigerian market, we can widespread in all Africa. So in 5 years, we want to have a representation in all those countries. We want to have a representation, and this is going to create job for young African people. This will also help entrepreneurs.
Thank you very much.